like...
Show some spirit! This...
You're so evil!
Impossible!
That is...
No, no! Yeah! Like... Now then, let's be during the class trial. You will if you vote correctly, then only I'll punish everyone besides the...
Oh, no matter how...
Now then, let's first discuss the...
What? Who cares?
The outcome of this trial
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it.
Yeah, you're right. Then let...
I'm sure everyone who's...
Some of us have not.
It means Twilight Syndrome murder case is... Additionally, some of
us are characters in a video game?
So, I think it's better if we clarify who...
I see! Girl A is...
Why am I in a video game? Ha! A nasty trash... Ah, a nasty trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too. Huh?
I see! Girl B was short and foul-mouthed.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Anyway, I see! Girl C?
Then I'll see. Let's move on to girl D.
I see! Girl D is my hero. The victim in this case. Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip girl... see! Aren't you got... I was in a game? That reminds me. Another person? It was one of the names on... The names were Sumiki.
Hold on! Why do you keep saying...
It's not like I'm wrong, since you beat the game. I can prove it with this! In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that...
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game. It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister. Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice. By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably know. The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of. Based on Guy F's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister. Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you've got there. Winning personality? Are you crazy? I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little...
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true... That's why it's the... Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easy, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago. I mean, when I first entered Hope Speak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual, and it happened just the other day.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet! I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh? Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer. Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, a dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato. Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice? I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Huh? What do you mean? What? No way!
Getting killed is so violent, don't you?
My! Such...
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E.
Then let's hurry up and solve it! Let's first figure out why Girl E was... I see! The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game. which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was... You're fucking persistent. I don't... But... Is that true? Girl E, in order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance. Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans. Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping is...
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from... Because the music room's window was broken, the sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that how does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at...
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real...
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to...
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girlie broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting.
Then, forget this!
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall. Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
No, that's wrong! First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window...
A vase.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the 4 girls heard wasn't the music room's window. It was the sound of the vase breaking. Probably.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the 4 girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next-door classroom as the 4 girls met by the entrance hall.
To make them think the murder had just occurred, and that the killer had just...
So, when the 4 of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. now the mystery has been solved.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting!
You're the disgusting one.
The weapon is pretty unconventional! The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
Weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head? Think you talked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
In the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal care.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I agree with that. Got it. The killer must...
My goodness. Just as I thought!
You're not chosen at all! And gravel is impossible!
What if the gravel is put inside some sort of bag? The weapon is something that appeared in it, and the only thing I can think of is the school If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace
Before the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with to make people think the killer is some pervert. It makes sense for a school swimsuit to be... And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it...
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved! Only producers know this feel.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the Vic. Girl E found out and tried to stop it.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. I somewhat understand that feeling.
You can? That's...
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E? I see!
It should have been Guy F.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl...
But what? It's just a story in a video game. That's all you can say.
Hey, clear this up for me.
I'm terribly...
They don't remember! That's obvious!
Even if I don't remember, I already know! It's obvious that guy is the... No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru. Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy!
I'm sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that?
Prove it with this. I'm not sure the two events are unrelated, at the very least. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You better cut that out!
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around and... It's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious. But don't you think that'd be too obvious?
What did he...
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Kyoko?
Huh?
Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
What is this? Like, I can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet-clogging bitch? What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hyoko?
Do you know where Hyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
No, that's wrong!
Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hyoko.
Seriously, I told you I didn't!
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints! They're probably Nikon's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness?
They're not Hyoko's footprints? The footprint I collected from your room.
Collected? I never gave you...
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach, which means...
Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was...
Are you saying when that person went and...
The door was still accessible when they went in.
And which means something happened between those two events.
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
So you find...
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass! She's obviously lying!
Huh? It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying? There's no way of... beach house. But only during my morning walk.
No, that's wrong!
Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look?
That letter! It's the one Mahiro had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know!
Oh, snap! I remember now!
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
See, I think 3:30 p.m.
You're wrong!
Now that you mention it, you also passed. No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
For some reason,
It's the truth.
Just leave him alone. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were
Seriously, I don't know! I'm telling the truth! I really...
is she really crying?
She's probably faking it.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to... And then you went ahead to the beach house. Hid yourself, and there's evidence for that, too.
The place where Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor. Hiyoko.
What's a gummy? I've never eaten something like that before.
I have captured the true character of Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit.
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door, and because of that, she was only able to...
We have presented the proof! My 4 dark daemons of destruction didn't even need to come out!
It's a trap! This is obviously someone's trap!
Who's someone? Whose trap is it?
It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask, maybe? The one with the mask? There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
That is right. It cannot be Hiyoko. That mask belonged... Huh? That mask says it all. Sparkling Justice is... Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru.
Why, if you continue to say such foolish things, I shall tear you limb from...
Don't blame Miss Sonia! It's just a difference between cultures!
Yoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn.
It's all in your head! Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer!
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
Guys,
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy! You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house!
at the time the door facing the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints!
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
And weren't you also hiding it, so that's when you dropped the gummy? No, that's wrong!
About that gummy, did Hiyoko really drop it?
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
It's true Hiyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
The brand of gummies you eat only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Huh? But what about the lemon? The gummy has the consonant yellow. So, huh? That gummy is, and it's not mine! The ones I eat don't have...
Right. None of...
Then we can't assume Hiyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy. See? Didn't I tell you? I'll get my revenge. I'm gonna bop...
Hold on, you little bitch! You think you're in the clear just because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid! I'm not done backing you into a corner yet! We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
Strength and block the door to the road. Thanks to her, we have the evidence we need.
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important... We can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. We have the evidence we need.
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
We're not done with Hiyoko! There's still a huge...
You're talking about the footprints...
It's true, that's an... And we can thank...
What does that mean? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength to block the door to the road. We have the evidence...
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
We're not done with Hiyoko! There's still a huge...
You're talking about the footprints...
It's true, that's an... And we can thank...
What is that? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and...
No, that's wrong!
Mahiru didn't block...
Instant death? According to my autopsy, yes.
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking...
I'm sorry!
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
I'm pretty sure her death was instant, too. I mean, her injury was only... That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her...
Someone else?
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body. That's why there were bloody drag marks.
But why did the killer block the door?
Just ask Hiyoko.
Seriously? Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer. If she handled a body that bloody...
Huh? She was clean.
See? I told... Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven.
I won't let you look down on me! We haven't decided that yet!
Hey, Fuyuhiko, why do you keep insisting that Hiyoko...
Shut up! I'm telling you, she's the killer! If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru, and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
If Hyoko moved the body, then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach house. After she moved the body, she just washed it. The fact that Hyoko was at the beach house can be proven by the footprints in the sand. Did you get all that, you bastard? So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach. After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Allow me to cut through those words. Now, washing it off in the shower is impossible, because... Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to...
Then, maybe she...
Are you saying I did...
I see!
Listen to me, Freezy. Which means Hyoko can't change by...
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
I didn't smell. And it only smelled a little.
Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the...
Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me!
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hyoko do with...
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious? Because if so, I believe...
Didn't I tell you that was because I got beat up by Coach...
I can attest to that.
Doubting me of all people. Alright, I'll bend your body in half. That actually sounds pretty cool!
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, seems like it.
See? I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru, because Mahiru taught me how... There's no way I would kill a nice person like her! Why wouldn't you believe me, Earth? You guys are stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Hyoko, please don't cry. Everything... Shut the hell up, pig barf! I hope you get a hangnail and die! I'm sorry for being pig barf!
Hey, Hyoko. Now that our suspicion... Even though you're not the killer, you're still went...
Like I said, it was a trap!
Yeah, I got that already, so...
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier... Damn it! So that...
'Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to...
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but... Around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox.
A letter?
Yeah, this one. into the beach house.
I can prove it with this. This letter doesn't. Mahiru's letters.
Whoa!
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach. It would be plausible if one of them said it.
Hyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
I see! The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other. The killer forged...
In doing so, they were able to control Hyoko and Mahiru.
So they completely tricked me. And then... Mahiru's killer! Help me!
Really? I've offered to help so many times. But the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m.
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened this
I fell asleep! Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine? That medicine. I thought that place seemed unsafe.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have...
When I woke up, and when I rushed out, I saw...
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a...
I was scared. The killer probably planned... And for that reason, they summoned Hyoko.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru...
Everything was done to frame Hyoko as the killer. That's horrible. I didn't do...
Hyoko, please do not cry.
Is it really okay to believe? Isn't that what a class trial is? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where... So if you believe in each other so easily...
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to deck. The class trial is where we cooperate with the killer and everyone else. Two hopes clashing with each other.
Seriously, which side are you on?
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome, and I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe...
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe it. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma?
Hey.
Whoa.
These dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
Well now. Correct! You say...
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru played... Impossible! I can't do anything. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko,
if the killer was luring
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was...
huh?
Hey, when you woke up... now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Just as you
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko...
Which means the
The killer returned to the scene of the...
They wouldn't have to do something that...
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as...
Then, does that mean that...
At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened.
it's all coming together! Do you think the killer might...
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so... Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide?
Her personality...
No, there should have been a...
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good!
Here! The killer is probably...
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of it, right? And you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Kyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
What about the surfboard case in the closet?
Huh? Inside the surfboard case? But the shelf it was on. It was pretty messy. 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a... The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. Cause we haven't been on this island that long. So the closet shouldn't have been that messy. Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath.
It's kinda like in for a...
Don't you mean it's...
I shouldn't say things I don't understand.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure they finally...
I agree.
Seriously, no.
There's no way if Kyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding.
Saying whatever you want. Alright. If you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch. Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. Hey, Monokuma.
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body is the killer also included among those...
Yeah, that's true, but, something like that. It's basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez! You're pretty annoying for noticing something like that. I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that you're...
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer?
Jeez, fine! You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our...
You're the one who went on a tangent!
We were just saying...
And after Hyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed, the killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be alright. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we? What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the blood?
They cut it up and...
As someone who flushes, it would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around. Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body? Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Impossible.
They didn't have to use the what if maybe they wore one? If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and...
As someone who flushed, it would definitely clog...
Maybe it's the other... Perhaps someone other... Maybe they were able to wash it off.
What did the killer do?
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the so washing it off...
They didn't have to... what about the... Maybe they wore one when they... If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the blood?
They cut it up and...
As someone who flushed, it would definitely clog...
Maybe it's the other... Perhaps someone other... Maybe they were able to wash it off.
What did the killer do?
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the so washing it off would have been impossible. No, that's wrong!
They could have just as easily used
Something other than the shower. Like what? I see!
drinks inside the refrigerator.
I've seen through it. In theory,
Why?
try to remember the refrigerator carefully. That there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator would... It's true there were drinks in the beach house, however, tripe one who wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood. It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator, however, tripe one bottle who wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down! We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were only flavored drinks with colored dye. If you use those to wash blood, the blood won't come off in your body. It will leave an aromatic smell, too. Especially if you use the water. That alone would raise suspicion. Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words!
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water...
That was after the... And the killer took all of those...
So you're saying the water bottles were gone?
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence, like a lot of thrown away...
Ah, you're right.
When I went to the beach...
You should have said so sooner. Then, the plastic water bottles.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand.
It seems you've realized who... See?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
You're the only one! Hecko.
Hey, what are you being...
Then I should ask you this.
I remember when we were all meet... If the killer really... But there were no towels in the beach house. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover...
Don't just stay silent! Say something! Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her, so maybe she really was swimming! No one even saw her swim. No. Huh? After I ran into you bastards at the diner,
crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's... You told me you didn't see anyone.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer. We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house.
Now that you mention it...
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect.
Who cares about that? Answer me!
We might have an answer.
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Echo is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the...
I see!
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... Well...
Don't you know how high that wind...
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't...
Of course not! That would...
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object. I see! You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Heka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your... If I recall correctly, you had it then, too. Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were...
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily! Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool. Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas on...
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
It would have been left... in the shower.
Fuyuhiko, why do you...
If she used the... Got proof, you bastard! That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? I'll sell your fucking organs! You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would... This is the end!
If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, when she leaned her sword against the wall, and after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swords. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan. Oh, you just back off! Hold on! You're just making assumptions! You don't have any proof. I won't accept on it, you bastard!
It's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying it.
Among flowers, the chimp very low. If you...
Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing.
Can it wait until after the voting?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Pecco's motive.
My motive?
In the end, you had no connection to the event then. Why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. I must say, it was for the sake... In order to protect the justice of this world. I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one for the sake of protecting justice.
What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon.
Hello! Earth to Pecco!
If justice ever disappeared from this the world would immediately freeze. I will not allow that.
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads. The fight to protect justice.
Could she be?
As the light of justice shines upon my mask. Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice. That would be me. Sparkling justice! Now then, let's execute justice!
What the fuck?
Pecco, what are you doing?
I am sparkling just in the name of sparkling, shining justice. I have come to deliver justice.
Let's go! Pecco! Everyone, please! Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to...
Ally of justice? So that's why you're... This mask is the dividing, just like various idols. The sun is revered because it lies. Justice should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really...
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events. Hey! Take a look!
This again?
Huh? So what's your answer to my previous question?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow evil must be eliminated immediately. No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killers of...
Then, the reason you killed Mahi...
To protect justice, of course. In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword and executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a She's so gross!
Pecco.
Am I true? I have already forgotten who I... It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most... I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice!
Ow! I can't stand this anymore!
Let's go over this incident one more time. everything that happened in this case. The incident began this morning. Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome murder case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Kyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying at... After putting Hyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hit so they could frame her. At 2:30 p.m., she was completely unaware. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back according to Mikan's autopsy. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally. I'm not really sure why. My guess. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something... They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route, the small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away, There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So, when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
I think what of it?